Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. You're watching Perspective. I'm your host, Khalid Butt, and today we're going to talk about a long-standing but a political situation that is slowly and steadily developing between two political parties. I'm talking of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and the Pakistan People's Party. Whereas Fahad Chaudhry, the Information Minister, says that the Election Commission of Pakistan has accepted the disqualification of the petition against Asif Ali Zardari for initial hearing. Asif Ali Zardari Saab says that he is ready to face opponents in courts and everywhere else. Where is this all going to lead? At the other hand, there's also the fact that all 172 suspects in the fake bank accounts case will be placed on the exit control list. That has also been stated by the Information Minister. Is this the People's Party's moment of reckoning or that of Asif Ali Zardari Sahab also? What does this mean for the Pakistan People's Party? How are they going to react to it in the long run? We've seen the initial reaction, but in the long run, how is it going to play out for the Pakistan People's Party? How is it going to play out for the political situation that exists in the country? We also know that today is Benazir Bhutto Shaheed's 11th death anniversary. How has the People's Party come up since her shahadat? Do people feel that the People's Party as a party has remained as strong as ever, or is it slowly dwindling? And in the current circumstances, will it further dwindle? To talk about that and more, we've been joined by three important guests. Let me introduce them to you one by one. On my very right is Mr. Asmatullah Niazi. You're a senior analyst. Niazi Sahab, it's a pleasure to have you on board. Our second guest is Mr. Imtiaz Hussain Wadaish. You're a legal expert. Wadaish Sahab, thank you very much to have joined us. And last but not the least is senior journalist Nasir Jafri. Jafri Sahab, pleasure to have you on board. Niazi Sahab, what do you make of all these statements that are emanating from the PTI, the counter statements from the Pakistan People's Party, also the fact that our Information Minister says that all the suspects in the fake bank account case will be put on the exit control list, the way the Pakistan People's Party is reacting? We remember the Charter of Democracy in the beginning. Then we remember how the GIT began, and of course the cases against the former Premier Nawaz Sharif and how they came to its culmination, and now the Pakistan People's Party. How do you make of the whole political situation that is going on in the country?
Actually, it is unfortunate that it was a death anniversary of great Benazir Bhutto Shaheed. And the entire leadership of Pakistan People's Party was deliberating, and they were mentioning about the GIT report, and they were rejecting GIT reports instead of talking about the Benazir Bhutto Shaheed, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto Shaheed. But they preferred to focus on the politics. It is you see, politicians are supposed to do politics, but you see, it was a kind of occasion. They should have given the line of action for Pakistan People's Party from Benazir Bhutto. Now where they want to take the People's Party, which is totally in shambles. Totally destroyed by Zardari, Asif Ali Zardari. Yeah, it is quite clear that he managed things to damage the great political party who had a history of struggle and struggle against the dictatorships, two dictators. But you see, it was ironic that they mentioned less about the Benazir Bhutto. But you see, to me,
is it also a sign of the decline of the Pakistan People's Party?
Exactly, it is. You see, how you can defend. I saw one of the interview on one of the private network. Zardari was admitting that yes, those accounts are mine, and let it prove.
All right.
Who will prove?
All right.
But you see, these things were coming onto Fawad Chaudhry's statement and the presser. I would recommend as an analyst, because we move around the political leaderships, people of Pakistan, we meet youngsters. They should, the government, NAB should focus, the court should focus. It is the responsibility of the courts and the NAB to investigate the accounts and FIA as well. I think political party, as a party in the government, they should focus on the health facilities. They should, Imran Khan today visited PMC. This is a good omen. They should focus on education. They should focus on dispensation of justice to people of Pakistan. I think this, now you see the early marriage days are over now.
The honeymoon period is over.
Yeah, honeymoon period is over now. Now they should focus on their agenda, their manifesto. People want to see the change, the real change.
All right.
They should be on the ground.
All right. Real change. 100 days have passed since the government came into power. A lot of things have been done, have been implemented by the government. But according to the opposition, a lot needs to be desired. Now, in this current atmosphere, Varai Sahib, do you feel that the way the government is proceeding against the opposition is the normal way, is the way it should have, as they had said before the elections that they will go against all the corrupt elements, and now of course the fake bank accounts case has come forward and Asif Ali Zardari Sahab's name has also come up, and do you feel that the way the whole process is going is satisfactory, or more needs to be done or less needs to be done? I don't know. Which is your point of view?
I guess the election conducted and election PTA took part in the elections on this slogan, and the main slogan was accountability. And they are moving towards that and accomplishing that.
We've seen the cases
that
against
commitment they made with the people. So they are moving on, and but at the same time, I will agree with Niazi Saab that the government, this is the job of investigators now, because NAB is an independent agency in Pakistan, which is almost autonomous body, and they have protection of job, like Chairman NAB is protected, and he cannot be removed before his tenure. And if he has to be removed,
but a lot of positive has come. The DG NAB has said that
Yes.
341 million rupees have been recovered within 2 months' time.
That's good. That's good. I'm also supporting them. So the government should not involve in this. You see that speaking on and creating the situation, igniting the situation. So I guess the direction is fine, and as per commitment with the people before election, which PTA made. But more they should focus towards now performance, because right now we have big problem of economic disaster, you see.
All right.
Even today, stock market has down around 300 points. So this is going down and down, and you see.
But aren't ups and downs part of the foreign reserves? I mean, the KSE 100 index or the Pakistan Stock Exchange index, it comes up and it comes down. I mean, isn't it part of the whole process of?
No. Actually, you see what is going on, because of this situation and this type of, you see, you see statements, and because of this reason, the general businessmen, they are feeling insecure.
All right, that is what.
And that is the main reason. And you see, this is the reason that people are not investing in stock. They are not investing in industries, which is required, because the government, the PTA government, has also promised with the people they have to generate employment. From where they will generate? From government employment departments, no.
But what
it's
I
not
said,
possible.
I feel that it's very important for all the corrupt elements to be apprehended, because if they are not, whichever party they belong to, if they're not apprehended, sooner or later the whole nexus will, the whole onus will come on the political party that is in power, isn't it?
I support it. I support it. But relevant agencies should be given opportunity to do this.
All right, Niazi Sahib, I'll come to you, but before
the whole
that,
government should not involve in that. And NAB is doing this. You see, FI is doing this. They should continue.
That would be failure of the investigator, not the government.
all right.
So they are.
But the government did come with a certain agent, Niazi Sahib.
Choice rightly said that NAB is an independent body, and they should be
Let
given
them
do.
All right. Is the political temperature on the rise? Both my other guests are of the opinion that it is definitely, and it is not good. But what is your point of view? Do you feel this was expected?
Yes, this was expected much before even the press conference by Information Minister. Since Nawaz Sharif was disqualified, everybody was expecting that cases will also be opened against Asif Ali Zardari. As far as the rise in political temperature is concerned, it really depends whether People's Party will react to any such eventuality, or will they just wait and see for an appropriate moment. As far as People's Party is concerned, my feeling is that, as you said in the beginning, the party is in shambles. Acceptability for People's Party is reducing because majority of people think that this party is not the one found by late Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and then headed by Shahid Bibi. Majority of people think that this is now party of Asif Ali Zardari and his close associates, and now I heard many people saying this is party today actually, that this is a party led by Asif Zardari and the Omni Group. Which really is a very bad sign for a political party which has the history of sacrifices and history of producing good political leadership. So this is what actually is the general feeling. I have been saying all along that the acceptability graph of People's Party will increase if the leadership is handed over to Bilawal Bhutto, because he is in one way or the other the direct hire of Bhutto family, son of Benazir Bhutto
Jafri
and
Saab,
grandson of Zulfikar
I
Ali
will
Bhutto.
quote Bilawal Bhutto Zardari here, who said that I want to send this message to all the powers that will fight your conspiracies, I will fight your arrogance. Also, he said that he criticized the government. He said the government does not realize how weak the center is. These are very strong criticisms as well.
I agree with you, but the problem is that, you see, if you would have watched that clip, or if you have heard that speech, Bilawal was not speaking extempore. His speech was written. So let him speak out
So
his heart and mind.
You feel that Bilawal Bhutto
Yes,
Zardari
because
is being dictated.
whenever he speaks extempore, he speaks lot of sense.
All right.
Like when he went to Geneva and met with the leaders there at World Economic Forum. He talked to different channels there, talked to international media, and he was quite good. He was quite convincing. He's a young boy representing Pakistani youth, and I think this is about time for People's Party to
Hand over the
actually
reins,
hand
in
over the
your
reins
point of
to
view?
him.
All right.
Because I'm telling you that you have a huge ratio of of youth. I think it is somewhere around 80% or something like that. I don't exactly remember.
A huge percentage of
Yeah.
youth in Pakistan.
So
that is true.
basically, he will certainly have acceptability among the youth
And popularity as
and
well, in your point of
popularity
view.
among the youth. He is very young, and as people say, he has the courage, he has kind of determination and devotion to do something for the country.
All right.
And I'm sure that if he is given an opportunity, he will
All right.
certainly realize that he's
If he is
grandson of
given
Zulfikar
that
Ali Bhutto.
opportunity, Niazi Saab, the Election Commissioner of Pakistan, has accepted the disqualification petition against Asif Ali Zardari for initial hearing. Now, this is the beginning of, I wouldn't say the end, but the beginning of a judicial process against Asif Ali Zardari Saab. In this whole context, do you feel that Bilawal Bhutto Zardari can step up?
I think this is high time. Whether Election Commission decides against Asif Ali Zardari or not, now this is high time for Pakistan People's Party to give command to this young chap, whose name is Bilawal Bhutto Zardari.
Will the party back him?
Yes, with the fullest of the backing of the party and the top leadership. if they want to revive Pakistan People's Party,
right.
because he has ability to speak, talk. Nasir was mentioning about his written speech. To my knowledge, he himself writes a speech which is to be developed, because there is a language barrier, of speaking in Urdu. But he speaks very good in Urdu, and whenever he is right, Nasir is right. Whenever he is extempore, he delivers a
But do you feel that Bilawal Bhutto Zardari would restructure the party? Because we see the
True.
number of cases
I
that
think,
are coming now against the Pakistan People's Party, the corruption
it
cases
will
that
be
are
seen
there.
if he has been given an open hand and free hand. Free hand. You see, up till now, whenever he makes the way, Asif Ali Zardari comes in and it destroys his entire
But Aid
efforts.
Saab, do you agree or you disagree with Niazi Saab? A, about Bilawal Bhutto Zardari taking up the reins of power from Asif Ali Zardari sir, from People's Party to salvage the party in the long run, because I mean the results won't come in a year or two. They will take till the next elections, and we don't know till when how these corruption cases against the Pakistan People's Party will develop.
No, we should also keep in our mind one other area, that Bilawal is also himself one of the accused in this, you see, GIT report, and that's why they are trying to launch Sanam Bhutto, the sister of Benazir Bhutto. So this is the arrangement, and they are actually apprehending that maybe he will also be in a problem, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. But I agree with Nyai Saab that he has potential. He has, you see, international exposure. He has blood of, you see, Bhuttos, no doubt, and mother, Benazir Bhutto, she was a big leader, a great leader in Pakistan. Zulfikar Bhutto was one of the. And at the same time, yes, certainly then there will be any change in the leadership, he will try to reorganize the party.
All right.
According to his own
but that will take its time.
priorities.
Niazi Saab, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I agree with Joy Saab. There are problems of NAB cases against investigation, particularly the asset declaration by Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, and land, one of the real estate tycoon issues in Karachi, and there are many issues. I think one has to, some of the portion of the GIT has been leaked, but we don't know, especially I don't know whether those leaks are true or not, but there are some issues pertaining to that big real estate tycoon.
Of
as
course,
well as,
there are the reports that have come out.
particularly near Clifton area and in the outskirts of Karachi.
All right. Nasir Jafri Saab, do you feel that under this whole political situation that the Pakistan People's Party, without changing leadership or with little amends, can come up again, or do you feel that it is the beginning of the downfall of the party?
My feeling is that downfall will be.
Because we saw the situation in Punjab, People's Party does not have
I
that
know,
much
I
of
agree.
You have a doubt that
Sindhi,
there is
The
a
word
downfall has to come?
No.
downfall. The word downfall will be little strong. But I think
Well, you have a doubt, I
People's
think.
Party will not be able to have a smooth sail in case of fresh elections, because as I was telling you, the acceptability ratio is very low.
All right.
The People's Party will have to bring him in, I mean Bilawal, and majority of party leaders will accept his leadership, because he is, as I said, direct hire of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto and grandson of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto.
But if there is a case against him, Jafri Saab, and he's kind of the case is proven to be correct, and what happens then? As Vadai Saab said, that Sanam Bhutto might be launched by the Pakistan People's Party. Do you feel that it is also a decision that is?
In that case, the party will have to take a decision instead of launching Sanam Bhutto, I think majority of the party leadership will have votes in favor of Fatma Bhutto. She
Yes,
is
I agree.
very young, she is very charismatic, she resembles a lot with Benazir Bhutto Sahiba,
And she is Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's granddaughter, the daughter of the son.
Yes, late Bhutto's granddaughter. So in that case, Sanam actually has a record of not taking part in politics, and
We haven't heard much from Sanam Bhutto on the political arena, have we?
She lacks political acumen.
But even Fatma Bhutto has no record.
in many interviews, she repeatedly said that she won't have any, she does not have any penchant for politics, especially after seeing what happened to her brother's father and her sister. I don't think Sanam will be very much interested in holding reins of the party. So the only charismatic and young personalities they have in Bhutto clan are Fatma Bhutto and Bilawal Bhutto.
Zardari.
So-
But if Bilawal Bhutto Zardari is
Yes, it is yet to be seen what happens.
what
in
happens,
case
and
of
that's what
Bilawal.
I'm seeing. That's
Yeah.
why I'm trying to understand how the whole politics of the Pakistan People's Party is going to play out in the next few years, especially in the context of these whole allegations that are coming
yes,
forward.
You are right. You are right. We still have to see what happens, because there is nothing very certain in politics, as we say it in cricket also, that you are not certain what happens the next moment. So there are other parties in the field also, like PMLN is also there. Other nationalist parties are also there, who have actually a natural inclination towards People's Party
All right.
since beginning. So we will have to see what
right.
do
All
they actually advise Mr. Zardari, and how does Zardari Saab reacts to their proposals.
That
and
we can
suggestions.
only,
Yeah.
assume,
Yes.
because only time will tell what will happen. But you talked about the NAB as an institution, Niazi Saab, and that is something I'd like to come to. The Director General NAB appeals to the masses to join hands for the elimination of corruption. On the other hand, he has also said,
Chairman
as I
NAB.
also
Chairman
said,
NAB.
Chairman
the Chairman NAB. He has also said that 341, the DG NAB has said that 341 million rupees have been recovered in 2 months' time. DG NAB Karachi has made that statement. Money is being recovered. Good work is being done by the NAB. How would you categorize the NAB as an institution in your point of view, its performance in the last few months, in the whole wake of criticism that the opposition is also putting on it, and the work that it has done?
Actually, you see, NAB law needs to be given new shape with the emergence of new situation. And you see, there had been discussion and still discussions going on that there is a need to amend the NAB law. What kind of a law people want, but you see there is a need, and particularly if billions of rupees are being recovered, and if somebody gets out of it through plea bargain, you see there is a law and there is a provision. If you are caught red-handed and you pay some agreed amount of money earned through illegal means, you just pay the peanuts and then get out of it.
All right.
And you're free. So these kind of amendments, you need amendments. PML and government presented law amendments in the parliament. But PTI, especially PTI, opposed it. They wanted more amendments in the law. But
The institutions to be stronger. This
yes,
is what they wanted.
You see, there are 3 institutions. Those should be given more power. There is an issue of capacity as well. There should be capacity building of these institutions. One is the Office of the Auditor General of Pakistan. The second is the NAB and the FIA. commercial wing. So these are the areas where you have to work, or the government has to work, and amendments has to be introduced in the laws, whether it is a NAB law and or other laws.
Vadai sir, aren't we kind of asking too much from the government? This is one thing that I kind of see. Every day you see reports that the government is not doing enough on this or enough on that. Are we expecting too much from the government despite what it's been doing in the last couple of months?
Actually, you see, this is very common.
Because I'm in the perspective of NAB and of course the criticism that it has.
This is very common, and this is not new, because a lot of expectations from people, because the government PTA came into power, creating a lot of expectations at the time of elections.
And wanted to bring change.
And wanted to bring change and radical changes, you see.
New Pakistan, that was its slogan.
So that's why, and the majority of people in PTI, they are supporters, they are youngsters, you see. So they have less patience. So that's why they expect changes very rapidly. And they have to certainly match that pace, of course, the government, because they have to fulfill that commitment. But I guess the government is going towards right direction. They have, you see, different type of think tanks they have created, you see, and they are working on that, and they are towing their, you see, manifesto, whatever they have given during the elections. But of course, there is need of time. So first of all, the government, what they faced economic disaster. So they all, you see, they all directions were towards, you see, to meet this
salvaging
challenge,
that.
to meet this challenge, you see. And they are successful, no doubt, in that area as well. And at the same time, they also took some unpopular decisions like raising the price of gas, you see, petroleum and electricity, etc., which is not liked by common people. But they were
But you see,
compelled.
they've come with a lot of burden on them as well.
Compelled to do
You
that.
need to understand that.
No, we have to, coming back to the politics of People's Party, what will happen? Because if Zardari, Mr. Zardari, he goes behind the bar.
He's implicated.
This is as it is expected. Will they be in a position to create a sort of, you see, effective agitation against the government?
All right.
My question is, my answer is not. In Punjab, not.
Well, the situation in Punjab is
in
not...
KPK, not. In Balochistan, not. To some extent in rural Sindh.
In rural Sindh, they still are strong.
Yeah, they are still strong. So they can create, you see, political agitation there in case they have some problem. So most of the area, urban area, especially in Sindh as well, in Karachi or in Hyderabad, there's, you see that more support of PTI and MKM. So I guess that Mr. Zardari and his other leadership team, they know this very well. So they will have to think more and more, and they have to, you see, think minutely on these areas, and then they have to launch any agitation.
All right. I will ask your comment on two quotes that have been made by Asif Ali Zardari as a reaction of what was said by the Information Minister. He says that the PTI government has done nothing in their first 100 days, and he has also said that that they are unable to run the country despite foreign support by the friendly countries. Very strong statements. Is this a reaction or is this political wisdom?
No, I won't call it political wisdom. This was just a reaction to the announcement by Information Minister. Number one, if you want to gauge performance of a government in just 100 days in a country where you are facing lots of problems
On all fronts, there's not
all
one
fronts,
front.
on economic front, on external front, on domestic front, whether be it security, whether be it's law and order. So calling a government a failure, I think is quite unjust.
It's not fair.
Let him give at least 1 year.
1 year, I think that's very important.
Now, the answer to what Mr. Zardari says is very clear. I remember he said in a speech, we did this, we did that in 100 days. Mr. Zardari has completely forgotten one thing, that it was his government which plunged this country into darkness. The electricity power cuts, electricity load shedding.
Oh, we all remember those.
In winters, yes.
Long hours of
9
load
to
shedding.
10 hours in winter and 18 to 20 hours in summer. So how can you, and this situation continued till the People's Party departed from the government. So how can he say that he was actually instrumental in promoting the development or prosperity? No. I mean, there was, we used to hear stories of corruption almost on every day. There were so many stories of loot and plunder, and that is why I say that yes, let this process of accountability.
Let the judicial process continue. Let
No,
it
let
take its
it
course.
continue to actually deal with those elements, and it will serve as a precedence for coming generations, that if you get involved in corruption, you will not be able to go scot-free. You will not be able to send your money or to deposit your money in foreign banks. I think this process should remain ruthless.
I think, all right, a precedence has been made, claims Nasir Jafri Saab. Now, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari Saab today says, asks why the opposition is the sole target of the ongoing accountability drive in the country. What is your take on it? Is it also a knee-jerk reaction on what is happening?
Absolutely a knee-jerk reaction. Every time, whenever there is a change of the government, the opposition is the target. I was watching one of the clip by Benazir Bhutto. One Indian journalist anchor questioned her when she was alive, whether if you are given a chance, you will be working, you will prefer to work with Musharraf or Nawaz Sharif. She said, I will prefer to work with Musharraf.
All right.
Because Nawaz Sharif is a ruthless kind of a person. He is vindictive.
All right.
That was in Urdu, Hindi. But you see, always she was betrayed by PMLN, and she remembered every time. Though she was a different kind of a person when she came back in 2007 from abroad, she was a changed person. And they had a chart of democracy signed as well. So she was kind of a different person. But you see, she knew the nature of Mian Muhammad Nawaz Sharif. And she always mentioned, and she always said that the political system and the media has been corrupted by this political party,
All right.
which is known as PMLN.
Speaking of the political system and the PMLN, now we know that Shehbaz Sharif Saab has been made the chairman of the first Public Accounts Committee. How do you see that in the wake of this whole political scenario developing between the People's Party, the PTI, and of course, we all know the cases against former Premier Nawaz Sharif?
I guess PMLN is little comfortable now, as per my assessment, because he has Mr. Shehbaz Sharif, he has been made chairman of Public Account Committee.
Despite the reservations that were there.
Despite the reservation, yes.
And Sheikh Rashid is going to Supreme Court. And
He's going to Supreme Court, but at the same time, you see, his health issues are also being indicated, and we have seen in many newspapers that he has some problem in the tests, which is indicative towards his disease of cancer. And I'm foreseeing that maybe because of this health situation, maybe sometime he will be allowed to go outside Pakistan for treatment purposes. And if we discuss the issue of and the affairs of Mian Nawaz Sharif, he has got acquitted in one case, and in another case he is going in appeal in the Islamabad High Court. And the verdict of Accountability Court is mostly based upon assumptions and presumptions. So I guess that because this is common principle in the criminal law, that a benefit of doubt goes to accused always.
All right.
So an accused cannot be, penalized on the basis of assumptions or presumptions. So there's so many times the Honorable Court, they have mentioned in its decision about the assumptions and presumptions. So because of this, I have expectation that in the appeal stage, maybe Mia Nawaz, the likelihood, strong likelihood that he will get relief and his punishment may be suspended.
Assumptions,
And
presumptions, I mean, that is a very interesting aspect that you're kind of pointing towards, because we can also go to People's Party when it comes to assumptions and presumptions, and also that huge land mafia lord that that Niazi Saab kind of mentioned briefly. Do you feel the assumptions and presumptions are going to go forward in the right manner with the proper balance so that the accused are found guilty if proper proof is present against
No,
them?
the case of Mr. Zardari and you see these fake accounts and these, that is quite different story. Because if we see the Nawaz Sharif case in which he has been sentenced for 7 years, in that it was presumed that he got money from his son, whereas his sons were not, you see, interrogated, investigated. Their point of view was not on the record in the case file. So without involving those sons, two sons of Nawaz Sharif, to penalize Nawaz Sharif, I guess it will not sustain in appeal stage.
All right.
Whereas the situation in this JIT, which is, you see, now being taken over by FIA, and they are going to investigate this matter, and the names of 172 people have been put in, are being put in
On the exit control list,
ECL.
yes.
So the situation is different because they have some valid and solid proofs of transactions, you see. And you see the transactions were made for to meet the various type of expenses of Bilawal Bhutto and Zardari Saab from those accounts, fake accounts. So these are the evidences which may lead to that. Similarly, the tycoons, you see, payment he made through, you see that cross checks, and in those accounts.
So the
that
proof
also
is more tangible in
Yes,
these cases?
in this case.
All right. So the 172 suspects in the fake bank account cases that have been put on the ECL, will they be dealt with severely, Nasir Jafi Saab? You've covered journalism since a very, very long time. How do you foresee all of this playing out?
Well, my opinion and my feeling is that the evidence that was shown to media and to people by Information Minister on Monday was quite concrete. The way Chaudhry Saab has explained, it was really, it touched every missing point and the area where there were previously doubts. And keeping in mind that evidence that was shown by Information Minister and Barrister Shahzad Akbar on Monday, I am pretty confident that that noose has already been tightened around these people.
He's a special assistant to the Prime Minister, Shahzad.
Yes, he's barrister, so that's why. So I think noose has already been tightened, and something will certainly happen.
All right.
Because people have been actually little doubtful because we saw in the past NRO type of things coming. But I
But the
think
government is adamant this time there is
this
going to be no
yeah,
NRO.
Even I mean, this should be made sure that no NRO comes this time, and at least people who have plundered national wealth, who have deprived the taxpayers of their money, should be exposed and brought to justice.
All right. Exposure of the corrupt elements and bringing them to justice. Prime Minister Imran Khan has time and again said that the government will make no compromise on the accountability process, as it will the people who bear the brunt and have bore the brunt of what has happened in the past. How long will it take, in your point of view? This is my final series of questions to the three of you. How long do you feel, in the way the government is going forward with these cases against these elements, do you feel we'll see a tangible change coming?
Actually, it will take lots of time, lots of time. And there is still, I would repeat my sentence that there is an issue of capacity. And there is this issue.
The institutions need to be made stronger. This is what
made
what you've said
stronger
during the whole show.
because NAB has a capacity. You can read
FIA commercial with
you
Badai
can,
Sahab also
you can
says,
read two judgments given by NAB judges. One has been thrown out by the High Court, and Choice have rightly mentioned that this will also seems to be going
In the right direction.
In the right direction.
All right.
13 times the judge has mentioned about the possibilities and this kind of, and 10 times he was hypothetical on. You see, when there is a question of giving benefit of doubt, it is always given to the accused.
All right. Will the benefit of the doubt play in the favor of the opposition this time around, Vadait Saab?
No. First, I
All
would
right.
also
Please, all right. Please, because I said that I'll ask this question from
actually,
all.
you see that if we talk about the capacity of the investigators, I guess this is not big challenge for government because government can manage. How they can manage? They have investigators sitting in provincial anti-corruption establishments. They have investigators. They can get their services on deputation and given to the NAB or FIA. So, and similarly in police department, there are very expert people, investigators who are expert in white collar crimes, because white collar crime is the most difficult task to investigate, because they should be known about each and everything. Because every department, if they have to investigate that department, they have to study the whole
But
system.
isn't this
and
the
procedure.
first time that such a thorough investigation is being done against corruption?
No, this is first time. I must say, because first time and thoroughly and on this scale, larger scale. This is first time, you see. And of course, the agencies were not ready for that. No? They have capacity problem. But they can meet that capacity. If they are watching this program, I will suggest that they can acquire the services from provincial anti-corruption agencies, establishments. They are the officers. They can be attached for the time being on deputation with NAB, with FIA, and so that they should support them to, accelerate their process of investigation. Yes, it will take time because you have to prove your case by prosecution in the court. And for that court, defense, they have also, mechanism. They have also very, competent lawyers. They have to find the lacunas and errors of the investigation in favor of their, their party. So capacity is not a problem, I guess. They can manage immediately, and thereafter they can also train their own department people. They can hire people.
right.
There are a lot of people.
This may take 5 years.
but you see,
But for the time being, they can manage.
we are going in the right direction. This is what I mean to say. Jafri Saab,
This
closing
is
comment.
going to be quite time consuming, I believe, because in case of Mr. Nawaz Sharif, for instance, it took 1 year. So these are 172 people. As Chaudhary Saab has pointed out.
But more tangible proofs this time.
No, but when a case goes to court, you have witnesses. They are questioned by prosecutors. They are questioned by defense lawyers.
It takes its time.
It takes time. So that is why he very rightly suggested that they should hire services from the provincial governments also to expedite these cases, so that judgments come out quickly and justice is done in these cases.
Justice is done in the case. We've seen justice being meted out since this government came into power. It is leaving no stone unturned as far as putting the corrupt elements to task is concerned. Only time will tell how the other cases against the 172 suspects in the fake bank accounts play out. But as our guests have said, the proofs are more tangible this time as compared to the previous cases. All we want is that our country becomes corruption free. Only then can Pakistan go forward as it needs to be amongst the community of nations of developed countries. Allah Hafiz.